Hi, Ross here for First Line Distribution, and today we're going to look at the science fair from Summer School Electronics. Now, like Summer School Electronics' Clash Reunion pedal, at first glance the science fair looks pretty straightforward, but it actually hides two circuits, and the clever part is how they work together. On the left with the black knobs you have the lab rat. This is a hard clipping, crispy kind of distortion. On the right, with the green knobs, it's the test tube. This is a soft clipping overdrive with that familiar mid-range hump. Now, rather than stacking two circuits together like so many pedals do, the science fair actually runs them in parallel, and you can blend between the two, so you can get some really unique sounds, anything from a touch of extra bite to something really aggressive and distorted, but still keep your notes nice and clear and defined. The layout is really straightforward. The lab rat on the left has its own drive and tone controls, and the test tube on the right also has its own drive and tone controls. In the middle you have a master volume along with the blend control, which is really the heart of this pedal. If you turn it fully left, you're just hearing the lab rat, and if you go to the right, it's just the test tube. Everything in between is a mix of both circuits running in parallel. Like I said, this can give you some really unique sounds, but let's focus on each side independently and hear how each one sounds. So as you can hear, the lab rat side gives you a ton of different gain options, and the test tube side gives you that very familiar mid-range hump and much more of a classic kind of distorted amp sound. Very, very dynamic and nice and kind of spongy on the feel. Now let's play with the blend control. There are so many sounds that you can get using that blend control, it will be impossible to fit into one video. So we'll just do a couple for you and you'll see where the blend control is and see the kind of difference it makes. So after spending some time with the Science Fair, it's quite clear that the blend control is what makes this pedal really stand out from the crowd. My favourite setting is kind of a bit more lab rat with that test tube, just adding a bit of that mid-range just to help cut through the mix. Really, really cool dynamic sound. So obviously independently, both circuits are incredible in their own right and legendary. You can get all of the classic sounds that you would expect out of these circuits, but being able to blend the two gives you something new. So using the lab rat for a lead kind of tone, for example, but adding a little bit of the test tube just gives you that mid-range that you might be missing to cut through a mix. Vice versa, the test tube side might get a little bit muddy in some kind of scenarios. Adding a bit of lab rat can just add that clarity that you might be missing. So a lot of really cool sounds to be had. Now, like all Summer School electronics pedals, they're handmade in Syracuse, New York by working musicians, and each pedal is backed by a lifetime warranty. So if you're looking to experiment with some new and interesting drive tones, check out the Summer School Electronics Science Fair. It really is quite an inspiring pedal. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Cheers.